What is up, everybody? Today I am really excited to be in the kitchen today because I am going to be cooking up one of my favorite all-time dishes, jambalaya, a Louisiana staple and classic for sure. What people don't realize is there's actually two versions of jambalaya. There's a Creole version and there is a Cajun version. And although there's some subtle differences, there has been some confusion or debate over the traditional ingredients in each one, but simply put, you can tell which is which by simply looking in the pot. If it's more of an orange or reddish color, it's Creole. If it's more of a brown color, it's Cajun. The difference? Tomatoes. So the Cajuns, they get the credit for coming up with the recipe. But out there in them swamps, they didn't have tomatoes. They had to use what was available to them in the swamps. Then the Creoles came and kind of refine the dish by adding in the tomatoes and the tomato paste and browning the meat, browning and caramelizing the vegetables, and then adding in the stock. Whereas the Cajuns, they just kind of dumped it all in there and threw it all in there. That's really the big difference. Both are amazing. Both taste delicious. I love each one of them equally. But today I'm going to be cooking the Creole version because I love tomatoes. Let's get after it. Like many other Cajun recipes, the jambalaya is cooked in one pot. They throw everything in one pot, which I love one pot wonders because it just makes sense and it's less cleanup, right? You can throw it all, just something about throwing it all in that pot and letting it cook low and slow and letting all those flavors marry and gel and get delicious. To me, that's like, just soul food to the max. Okay, so to get started, the first thing we have to do is cut up the boneless, skinless chicken thighs into bite-sized little chunks. And we're going to use about half of this package, so we're only going to use about 4. And then we will do the same with the sausage. All right, so just kind of trim off any excess fat. You don't want any of that. And then just simply dice it up into bite-sized chunks. Okay, got the chicken all diced up, and we will season that here in a little bit. But for now, on with the sausage. We're going to use about half of the sausage. We'll discard this, save that for later, cook something else with that. We'll use this sausage today. You can cut them up however you like. Some people make little medallions out of them. I prefer to just kind of cut them in half like this and then just make little half moons. I find that it's just a better bite for me, but that's a matter of preference. You do it however you would like. Okay, so we got the chicken and sausage cut up. Now we're gonna salt and pepper the chicken. We're gonna put a little olive oil in the pan and we are gonna throw that in the pan and get it browning. All right, mix all those seasonings around in there, that salt and pepper. All right, so let's go in with our chicken. So we just wanna brown it. Then we will remove it, put it back in a bowl off to the side, and we'll do the same thing with our sausage. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's brown enough and that's cooked enough. We're going to remove that, move it off to the side, and come in with our sausage. So if you get a little sticking in the pot, like you saw when I pulled the chicken out, just pour a little chicken stock or Worcestershire sauce or something in there. I did it a minute ago, but I forgot to cut the camera on. And it'll start bubbling really hot and bubbling. And you just start scratching that pot and all that stuff that's stuck on the surface will come up and mix in with your flavor. And that's what gives your dish the ultimate flavor. That's called deglazing. Okay, the sausage has been cooked enough. We can go ahead and remove that. And then we're gonna go in with our mirepoix, which is what we also call down here in the South the Holy Trinity, which is a combination of celery, bell pepper, and onion, except I'm gonna add in a little bit of color, because why not? And cut up a red bell pepper to throw in there with it. Okay, here is the mirepoix, or Holy Trinity, which is a combination of celery, onions, and bell pepper. I'm gonna add in a red bell pepper just to give it some color. You can chop it all up yourself, but there's plenty of grocery stores around here that cut it fresh daily. So it's just so easy to grab it, saves time in the kitchen. That's what I do. Okay, we're gonna go in with our vegetables. So you probably want a cup and a half. Depends on how thick you like it with the vegetables. That's a matter of preference. I just kind of go on fill, but I'm gonna say that's what, about a cup and a half. Then we are gonna add in the red for color. See, look how much better that got already. Stir. This won't take long. Now it's gonna start to go fast, you guys. I'm gonna sweat these down a little bit. We're moving now, you guys, so get some garlic. I'm gonna use 1 or 2 garlic cloves, put it in a garlic press, and smash that down in there, just like so. Scrape that off, and you got instant garlic. Stir that around in there. That's gonna give it some good flavor. Just because you can't have too much garlic, we're gonna do one more. What the hell? There you go. Instantly better. Okay, we are going in now with our diced tomatoes. And tomato paste, 1 can. Dump that in there. Remember, this is Creole, okay, so you would skip this step if you were cooking a Cajun. That's the only difference. Skip those last 2 steps, adding the tomatoes and the tomato paste. Now, 1 box of chicken broth, which is equivalent to 4 cups. We're gonna pour that whole thing in here. That's 4 cups of chicken stock. And we're gonna add in 2 cups of rice. So however many cups of rice you dump in, you wanna double that with the liquid to cook it in. 2 to 1. We're gonna add in a little bit of our Worcestershire sauce, because really no Cajun dish is complete without it. About a little bit more. I got a little red rub here, a little Cajun red rub, which is a little allspice. Instead of Tony's, I'm going to use a little bit of this. Put that in there like so. Stir that around. We're going to come in with our sausage, chicken, and then 2 cups of rice. And there you go. Now we let it cook. We'll check it in a little while, see if we need to add any flavor, like salt and pepper or anything. All right, so we're gonna cover that. We set a timer for about 25 minutes, but we'll check it periodically, make sure we're not having any sticking. We don't wanna stir it too much, because the more you stir rice, the more gummy it gets, so we wanna be careful with that, but let's keep an eye on it. Okay, I forgot to mention, we're gonna bring it to a boil, then we are going to cover it and then drop it down to simmer for about 20-25 minutes. But we're gonna keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't stick. We may need to give it a little bit of a stir. We wanna taste it a little bit, see if we need to add any flavor in, but we should be good. But first, let's drop in a couple bay leaves for a little bit of added flavor, y'all. So I forgot to tell you what kind of sausage that I'm using. For this particular batch, I'm using the brand Eddie's. It's a Texas smoked sausage. It's a beef and chicken and pork sausage, but you can use any kind of sausage you want. I usually change it up, try to find some different ones. Sometimes I use a Cajun andouille smoked sausage, which is really spicy sausage, and that's a sausage that a lot of people will use in their jambalaya, but it's really just a matter of preference. You can use any kind you want. All right, it's been 25-30 minutes. We're gonna check it. Oh man, it is looking good. Let's just give that rice a taste. God, it's delicious, y'all. But it's a little al dente, so let's let it go another 5-8 minutes, maybe 10, just until that rice is nice and tender. All right, it's been another 6-7 minutes, and let's give it a try here. Oh, it looks perfect. Look at that. What's it look like to you, huh? Looks pretty good. Oh, we want to take these bay leaves out. You don't want those in there. Oh, y'all, that's delicious. There you go. Chicken and sausage jambalaya. Oh, it's delicious, y'all. It's perfect. So we ended up cooking it for about 35 minutes, covered on simmer, and it's absolutely perfect. All right, let's serve us up a bowl of this. Holy smokes, y'all. Oh, almost forgot. I chopped up some green onions. We're gonna slap on some green onions. It just kind of garnishes it, makes it look pretty, and it tastes good in there, gives it a bit of a crunch. All right. Look at that. Boom. Let's take a bite. Perfect spice, perfect flavor, absolutely delicious. This is a classic that I could just eat over and over and over again. I never get sick of it. I cook it all the time. My family loves it. I hope you like the recipe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you cook it and you love it. Also, guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. We'd love to have you around, sticking around. Be careful. It's delicious.